Welcome back. I want to gear this towards men. In order to be successful in life, in order to gain what you want, you have to be fearless, right? As men, it's best for you not to have any fear in your life, right? If you want to do it, you have to go out there and do it and be fearless and not care of the repercussion of what's coming for you or coming against you, right? In order to make changes, you have to be fearless. In order to get what you want, you gotta be fearless, right? You gotta take risks and responsibility, right? Like a successful business, right? You want a successful business, right? You gotta go out there and do it and not be fearful of what's gonna happen. Not be fearful of what's gonna happen in the future. Not have all these resentment, right? Because if you're not gonna do what you want to do, right, you're gonna build all these possibilities in your head, in your mind, like, well, what if I could have just done this, could have done that? Well, who's stopping you, right? Your fear. Your fear is stopping you. So that doesn't mean you have to take control of your fear. Throw everything out the windows and think logically, think rationally, but yet again, don't be fearful of it. Right? Do your research. Once you do your research, you're more confident in yourself. When you're confident in yourself, the fear just vanish. Right? Build up your confidence. The more confidence you have, the less fear it is. Right? When it comes to death, right? People are very fearful of death, right? Well, now when you come to acceptance, right? That's what confidence is. Confidence is like a way of accepting it, right? Now once you accept that we are going to die later, we are going to die eventually. Death is promised to everybody, right? So why are you fearing death? You have to know how to control it. That's what it is. Do whatever you can to limit your liability, your chances, then you wouldn't probably be fear of death, right? Now when it comes to the inevitable, right? That's gonna happen later, right? Like if you at war, right? If you go into war, if you've been deployed, where most chances of you dying in a battlefield is high, right? What right? What's gonna help you is you have to accept this fact. You sign up for this. You're gonna have to accept the fact that most likely death will come to you, right? When you accept this fact, fear is out of your head. Once you are fearless, you're most likely not to make a mistake and most likely make a rational decision to do things that's right for you and your platoons to save your life. And that's come out and it's gonna reward you that you will not die in these situations. Right? Now fearful is an emotions. Right? What happened when you're clouded with emotions? Right? When you cloud with emotion, it clouds your judgment. When you cloud your judgment, you make mistakes. When you make mistakes, your life could be at hand, right? That's why you don't let fear cloud your judgment. You do not let fear bother you. Don't be fearful, but yet again, be smart, right? Use rations, right? Don't be fearful standing up to people, but yet again, evaluate your situations, right? If you see that person, right, not doing something good, right? You have to accept the variables, the consequences. Are you willing to accept those consequences? If you are willing to accept the consequences, you should not let fear dictate your judgment. All right? If you want to be a hero out there, right? Which I don't suggest anybody will be a hero these days because there's a lot of consequences and a lot of things that go against a man, right? But if you want to take that risk and the responsibility, those are the risks and your responsibility, right? And because you're willing to take the risks and responsibility, you have to take that fear out of your mind, right? Put your life in God's hand. Look at the guy who saved all these subway people. Look at the guy who choked out Jordan Neely, right? He was at that point, right? He accepted consequences, right? He subdued the guy, Jordan Neely. He subdued it, but he willing to accept the consequences. He was fearless at that moment, like, all right, things are going down. I'm done with this BS. I'm willing to accept the consequences, right? So he put his livelihood on the line to stop this person, right, from abusing the other person in the line. But the thing is, now he had to suffer the consequences, right? But the ultimate goal is he achieved his goal. His goal is to subdue the guy from harming other people, right? Now, when he let go of the fear of that, he accomplished his goal. Sure, the consequences isn't desirable because he's getting prosecuted for his own action. That's why I want to say, you want to do this kind of stuff. Make rational decisions. Are you willing to accept these consequences? But when it comes to life and everything else, like business proposition, get yourself in a Get yourself in a better position in life, right? Find yourself a mate, right? You gotta be fearless, right? Like stuff that doesn't harm you physically or legally, right? You gotta be fearless and do it. You want that girl, right? You gotta be fearless. You should not be afraid of no girl, right? What is this girl gonna do to you besides accuse you of you know harassment, right? But that's why I say don't go for it. But when it comes to business, right? Don't be afraid of failing. You have to fail to learn how to get yourself in a better position when it comes to building yourself up as a better person. Learning new skills, right? Learn how to swim, right? Face your fear at head. Learning a new skills, picking up um, an arm, shoot a gun, right? Learn that new skill. If you're scared of a gun, right? Pick up the gun and shoot it. Then you will eliminate all your fear. If you're scared of skydiving, right? Go skydive with a well a certified person, right? That will eliminate your fear. Now you're more prone to do it. You're conditioned to do it even more, right? You're afraid of getting in a fight, right? You're afraid of getting in a fight because you don't know you might get your ass whooped or something like that. You know what? Go take a martial art class, MMA class. Get yourself in sparring partners, right? And then build on your confidence so when you're in that situation, you're not fearful of getting in fights because you know what to do, right? So at the end of the day, you have to get rid of fear. You have to overcome your fear, right? Make sure it's a reasonable thing, something that will not jeopardize your life, jeopardize your freedom, right? But in order to gain something, you have to let go of this. As men, you're supposed to be fearless, regardless, right? When it comes to protect your family, right? You just can't be a chicken and chicken out when you marry. If you ever get married, right? And you hear somebody coming downstairs, right? What's gonna happen? Your wife can tell you go down there and check what is it? What is it? Right? You can't say no, honey, I'm scared. What is your wife gonna look at you? She's gonna look at you like a little wuss, a little sip. All right? You have to go. You have to suck it up. That's the role of a man, right? That's the role of a man, and doing your job, right? For example, a journeyman, right? They hang up the electrical pole, right? They hang up the electrical wire, right? There's a risk of for them electrocuted, but the reward is they're getting paid big bucks for doing it, right? So in order to for most guys to do that, right, they get rid of their fear of heights, right? Most guys who's doing all these scary jobs out there, they eliminate the fear. That's why they were able to be rewarded handsomely, right? Because if they were to have that fear, they couldn't do their job and they would be in a rut, all right? They'd be in a bad state of their life. They would not have this career to pay a high job, right? So in order to be successful, right? In order to be successful, you got to get rid of your fear, right? In order to be a successful race car driver, you gotta get rid of your fear of speed. In order to be a successful trapeze artist, you gotta get rid of your fear of heights, right? At the end of the day, you have to be fearless in order to be successful. Not afraid to fail in life. Once you fail, you pick yourself back up and try again. God will always have your back, right? If you're a believer, God will always have your back, right? As long as you walk with God, you should not be fearful of anything. Fear is a state of mind, all right? Once you get rid of that emotion of fear, you can find out you're capable of doing a lot of things, right? You can find out you're capable of doing this, that, and the third, so on, X, Y, Z, all right? So don't be scared. There will always someone there to support you if you have a close connection, a group of friends that you're closely connected, right? Fear is a state of mind. Don't be scared of anything, right? Sure, you might be nervous, because once you do that, once you accomplish or conquer your fear, the possibility is endless. I'm sorry to use cliche quotes like that, right? But it's true. Once you get rid of all this stuff, like if you have stage fright, right? If you're scared to talk to an audience, what's the best thing you do? The best thing to do is just do it. Right? Get rid of it. Get it out of the way, right? I used to have bad public speaking, right? Like what will these people say to me, right? And then back in my mind, I tell myself, like, you know what? Who cares what they say to you? As long as you, at the end of the day, you're going back home anyway. These people are not going back with you home. I mean, you're not taking these people home with you to get yourself ridiculed for after the fact. It doesn't make sense, right? So if you're fearful of public speaking, that is meaningless, bro. That's nothing. That's petty stuff. Right? So in order to accomplish what you want, you have to be fearless and get rid of it. Overcome your fear a bit. If I miss something, leave a comment below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll be back with another video. Peace and blessings.